I'm coming into any seated pose. I'm taking a moment to find a seat that feels sustainable. And taking any subtle movements here to allow yourself to sit in stillness for the next few moments. So I'm taking a few neck rolls, take little twists, and start to settle in to your seat. Noticing how finding your seat feels today. Let's take a few clearing breaths together, breathing in through the nose, fill up. Exhale through the mouth audibly. Full breath in. And out. Breathing in. Expanding, rising. Exhale, soften. Emptying all the air from your lungs. Slow breath in and out now. Starting to draw the inhale through the back of the nose and throat. Feeling that slight constriction in the breath, pulling it all the way to the back of your head. Starting to elongate our breath and feel its movement within the body. I'm taking 3 or 4 more cycles of breath here. Slowly bringing your hands to heart center. Breathing in, lifting the heart up towards the hands. Exhale, bowing the head to the heart. Focusing your vision down into your belly, into your core, to the base of your spine, the seat. And connecting down inward, as if starting to drop a bucket down into the well, filling up our cup. Draw the belly in. Bow the head, breathe in, breathe out. And slowly lifting your head, lowering your hands, opening your eyes. Welcome if you're just joining us. We'll head to the back of the mat. We're going to start in child's pose. So as you come to the back of the mat, just allow your knees to be slightly wider than your torso, but still sort of hugging the frame of your body. And then tuck your belly in and push your belly button in and back towards the pubic bone, really seating the root, seating the pelvis back towards the heels. And start to lower the forearms, lower the head down. Breathe in, breathe out. When you have some options here, you could extend the arms forward, start to stretch open the armpits, lengthen through the side body. You can stack your hands and focus more on the breath. You can let your head come all the way down to that, opening through the back of the neck, reaching your arms back towards your heels, focusing on the space through the mid-back, opening the neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Noting the points of connection that your body has to the floor. Focus in there. Breathe in, feel the yielding effect of the breath expanding away from the earth, lifting you up and pressing you down simultaneously. Reach your arms forward in front of you, palms down, and walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat to bring your right palm on top of your left palm. Drape the head back down towards the floor. As you breathe, expand through the right side body, lengthening from the right hip crease all the way to the right ribs, right elbow, right fingertips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hands walk through center towards the opposite side of your mat. Walking off towards the right, left palm stacks over right palm. Hips gently press to the left, lengthening through the left side body. Square your shoulders down to the mat. Relax the head. Let it hang. Breathe in, expanding. Exhale, grounding down. Good. Twice more. Breathe in. Exhale, soften. Hands walk back through center. Start to sit yourself up. So sitting back onto your heels, bring your knees together. So legs together, sitting onto the heels. Take your left palm down by your side. Sweep the right arm up and over. Continue to lengthen the side body here, dropping the right hip towards the floor. Right hip is heavy as you lengthen up and out with the right ribs, right hand. And then start to circle your eye gaze back over the left shoulder. As you look back towards the left back corner of the room or over the left shoulder, start to reach the right hand in the direction of your gaze. So now expanding even deeper through the right side body, adding a little twist through your ribs. Keep breathing deep. Sweeping the right hand down towards the floor. Switching out, right hand comes down beside the right hip. Plant the palm to the earth. Sweep the left arm up and over, lengthening the left side body. Drop the left hip. Feel it heavy, your tailbone sinking. It might feel like a slight tuck to allow that hang. Breathe in, expand the left ribs towards the sky. And start to shift your eye gaze back over the right shoulder, looking back towards the right. And start to reach your left hand in the direction of your gaze. As you reach, keep the back of the neck long, twist through the rib cage. Feel the tailbone heavy as you expand through your breath and your ribs. One more breath in. Breath out. Sweep the left hand down towards the floor, sitting yourself back up, coming to neutral. This time, lock your thumbs behind you. So hands, palms face behind you, thumbs lock, fingertips down towards the floor. Breathe in, open your chest up. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards one another as you press the heart high. You can stay right here with your hands reaching down to the floor, fingertips wide and open, palms facing back, or start to slide your hands down towards the floor. You can even separate the thumbs for more balance as you land the palms to the earth. Good. Palms to the earth, hands close together, elbows softly bent, opening the shoulders, opening the chest. Breathe in, press your heart to the sky. Breathe out. Try to soften. Inhale, lifting the chest, the sternum up. Exhale, squeeze the shoulders back. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Take your time as you come out of the pose and come up onto your fingertips, walk your hands forward, and then tabletop, hands plant down in front of you on all fours. Bend your elbows, set the shoulder blades back, lift your tailbone up, dropping the belly down towards the earth. So you're in cow pose, elbows are bent. Contracting through your back body, hug the shoulder blades back towards your hips, express your sit bones up towards the sky and wider apart from one another. Then squeeze your knees towards one another on the mat. Feel that hug to your center line. Draw your low belly in and press it towards your pubic bone. Take a big breath in, look forward. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Hold here, strong cat. Squeeze the knees towards one another again. Arms are straight now. Hug your thumbs in towards the center line. Chin tucks all the way to your chest. Look back towards your inner thighs or your navel. Come to neutral spine. Take a few circles with your hips here, pressing back towards one heel, the other heel, forward and around. Some big circles, lubricating those hip joints. If it feels good, you can walk your hands forward a little further so you're lengthening out, and you'll shift your hips more forward, allowing the front of the hips to relax, finding a little back bend. So just even bigger circle, adding in a little bit more movement through the spine as you rotate. And switching that circle if you haven't already. If the hands are forward, walk back in towards tabletop, tuck your toes, and lift your hips up and back. Find your downward dog. Walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming up towards forward fold. Good. You can let your hands hang from the earth, reach for opposite elbows, or if you're looking for something more active, bind onto those big toes with your peace fingers. Root your thumbs down into your mat, bend your elbows wide, forehead towards your shins, crown of the head towards your toes. Wherever you are, tilt the weight forward, make your heels lighter, lift your hips up, tuck your belly in, use that to help you fold. Hands hanging back down towards the earth. Breathe into your half lift. Hands can come to your shins. Heart pulls forward, shoulders back. Exhale, fold and round in. Forehead towards your shins. And so hands meet the earth. Plant the palms down. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands down. You can always be on your fingertips as well for a little added height. Keep your right foot right where it is, and step your left foot 1 foot back. So really short stance, left foot steps back. You can turn those left toes slightly out. A little space between your feet, about 1 foot of space. Good, as you're here, pull your right toes up from the mat, shift your weight back into that left foot. Keep your hands down, pull your chest forward, flatten your back. Can you straighten out your right leg? Shift that right hip back, your left hip forward.
So most of our standing weight is on the left foot. Right leg is straightening. Lengthening the spine forward, pull your shoulders back and press your heart or the very center of your sternum at your right big toe. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, forehead towards your knee, draping that forehead down towards the right knee or shin and the crown of your head towards the right big toe. Then rebend the right knee, set the right foot to the floor, step the left foot forward and switch it out. So feet hip width distance. Left toes point forward, breathe in. You can half lift between, flatten your back. Exhale, fold in, round in, forehead towards your shins. Palms down, step the right foot back about a foot of space. Right toes turn slightly out towards the right. Shift your weight back into that right leg, bending the right knee. Straighten out your left leg or come towards straight. Doesn't matter if it still needs a little bit of a bend. Then pull your left toes up from the mat, pulling them up towards your face. Tailbone points back, heart forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Give a little space between your knees. Open that right knee slightly wider, the left knee a little wider as well. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, forehead to your knee, forehead bowing down towards the left knee, crown of the head reaching for your left big toe. Start to rebend your left knee, lowering your left foot down, step forward, feet hip width distance. Bend the knees, sit your hips low, arms circle wide, slow to standing. Breathe in, reach up. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Inhale, arms come back up. Cactus arms, bend the elbows wide. Hips press forward, chest lifts, look up. Holding here, rock your weight back towards your heels. Find the edge of your balance, that engagement through your abs. Keep pressing your hips forward, lean your chest back. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round in, fold in. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths in down dog. Draw your tail high, let your heels sink low. Hands at least as broad as your shoulders. Soft bend through your elbows to let those shoulder blades slide back toward your hip bones. And then tuck the lower floating ribs in and use that action through your core to glide your hips further away from your rib cage. Look forward between your hands. Bend your knees. Step forward or hop forward, top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift, lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold in, round in. Bend your knees, root to rise, stand all the way up. Big breath in. Right arm under left, crossing at elbows, maybe wrists, eagle wrap through your arms. Find the stretch through the shoulders. Bring the elbows to the center line of your body. Hug your shoulder blades down. Lengthen the back of the neck up. Chin stays tucked gently in. Keep wrapping through the forearms and the wrists. Glide them gently forward. Bend your knees, sit back like chair pose, pause here. Feel yourself rooting into your legs. Pull your belly button in strongly as you lift your right leg up and over your left. You can always work on crossing the legs, keeping the right toes down to the mat and hugging the right thigh towards the left thigh. Or working on your balance, crossing the legs more, right leg all the way up and over left, maybe the right toes tucked towards behind the left calf. Pull your knees towards the center line of the body. Meaning right hip goes back in space, left hip comes forward to align or square the hips to the top of the mat.
Pull your low belly in again and shift your hips forward to align the tailbone over your left heel. Can you feel your weight anchoring down to that left heel? Let your breath be expansive here. Constrictive pose, lots of pulling in, but use your breath to expand the rib cage wide to the sides. Focus your eye gaze. 2 more breaths here. Unwind the right leg, start to kick it back. Coming towards warrior 3. So you can always keep your right toes down towards the mat, keeping a straight line from the back leg all the way through your spine. Or as you tilt forward more through your upper body, lifting that right leg higher. Arms can go wide for more balance. Breathing in, breathing out, pull the belly in and up, lifting your mid back towards the sky. Step your feet together, big toes touch. Maybe a little space between your heels, chair pose. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, sit down lower. 3 breaths here. Press your knees forward, work on that flexion in your ankles. Try to get your tailbone right above your heels, and then drop your weight back into your heels again, like you're reaching your hips down to touch the heels. Breathe in, open up across the chest, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Big energetic pose, lots of grounding and this lift, this rise to the heart. Inhale, straighten out your legs. Hands float to your sides, breathe out. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. Turn the toes slightly in, interlace your hands towards your low back. Squeeze your palms together, roll those shoulder heads open. Take a couple breaths here. Squeezing the muscles in your back body to open up the front body. Soften through the knees and begin to hinge forward at your hips. Keeping your spine mostly straight, do your best. Reach your tailbone back. Lengthen the crown of your head forward. Fold forward a little more. Coming down as much as feels good. Maybe the fists lift up from the low back. Ooh, I can feel my shoulders tight today. They're going to hug the low back this whole time. Starting to look behind you as you fold. Maybe let the head hang now. Feeling that release for the neck. Wherever you are, 3 deep breaths. Focus on the sensation in your body. Full inhales. Exhale all the way out. And slowly rock your weight back towards your heels. Bend through the knees to rise up. Root to rise. Breathe in, arms wide. Cactus your arms. Elbows bend, goal posting the arms, hips forward, lift the chest. Inhale, straighten out, reach up. Forward fold, bend the knees. All the way down. Walk your hands towards the left foot, feet are still wide. And forehead towards the left shin, 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Towards the right foot, walk to the other side. Forehead towards the right shin, breathe in, breathe out. Walk your hands to the top of your mat, step your feet back, down dog, breathe in. Exhale, settle in. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. Exhale, slow lower, slow as you can, all the way to the mat, elbows grazing the sides of your ribs as you come all the way down. Press the tops of your feet into the earth so strongly your kneecaps lift. Squeeze the heels together. Press the pubic bone down. Lift your chest, baby cobra. Keep rooting through your hips and your feet as you lift your heart up. Squeeze the shoulder blades back, little to no weight in your hands. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, start to lower down. Inhale, lift again through the chest. Lift your legs as well. Whole body peeling up from the mat. Reach back through your big toes. Pull the front of the throat in to lengthen the back of your neck, supporting your spine. Belly button anchors down. Lift a little higher through your thighs.
Slow lower all the way down. Tuck the toes, press up. Down dog, press back, breathe out. 3 breaths. Relaxing here, let your head hang, looking left and right. Rocking through your heels or dipping your hips side to side. Leg forward between your hands, bend your knees. Step forward, top of your mat. Breathe into your half lift. Exhale to your fold. Great to rise, bend the knees, stand all the way up. Left arm under right, crossing at elbows, maybe wrists. Coming towards that eagle wrap once more on the left side. Pausing to find the stretch through the shoulders, your alignment here. If you feel your shoulders hugging up towards your ears, try hugging your elbows in closer to your chest so that your shoulder blades can relax down. And then gently press the forearms forward just to get that added sensation. Long through the back of the neck. Inhale, exhale. Bend your knees, find your chair. Pause here, anchoring in. Left leg can hug towards the right, left toes touching down, or left leg up and over the right, trying to wrap the toes towards behind the calf. Send your knees forward, squeeze your inner thighs together, pull your low belly in. Digging deep into the well, focus on your low belly. If you press your hips forward, you might feel those low abs engage. Hold that feeling as you breathe and expand through the ribs. Start to unwind your left leg, kick the left leg back in space. You can always touch those left toes down and focus on straight legs, hinging through the hips, long spine. Or as you lower your chest down, lifting that back leg higher, maybe arms wide, opening up, adding a little bit more stability through your balance. Shift the right hip up and back, drop that left hip down and forward. And again, pull your belly in and press your mid back towards the sky. Step your feet together, big toes touch, chair pose, inhale the arms up. Exhale, sit a little lower this time. Inhale, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, cactus arms, lift the heart up. Inhale, straighten back out, straighten your legs. Forward fold, come all the way down. Inhale to half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Bend your knees enough to connect your belly and your thighs. And then scoop behind your heels, cupping the fingertips underneath your heels, or you can always grab onto the back of your legs, the back of your ankles or your calves. Just doing the best you can and starting to wrap the forearms to the back of the legs as you pull the forehead down towards your shins. Taking 4 breaths here. Hands plant, step your feet back to downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, high plank, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly with control. Inhale, feet anchor, lift the heart, baby cobra. Exhale, slow lower, slow breath out. Inhale, lift the chest again, lift your legs as well. Exhale, slow, lower the whole body, peeling back to the earth together. Tuck the toes, push up. Down dog, press back, hips up and back. Looking forward between your hands. Bend your knees, step forward or float forward, top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, tilt the weight to your toes. Exhale, round in, fold in, forehead towards the shins. Bend your knees, root to rise, stand up, breathe in. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Pause here, find your stillness. Standing with intention, your feet rooting, actively pressing into the ball mounds of your feet. Feeling your tailbone drop, your waist relax. Your chest proud, your elbows hugging back. Slow breath in, arms circle up. Exhale, fold down. Step your left foot to the back of your mat. Low lunge, right side. Shift your hips back, straighten out your front leg. Good, so back heel is spiked, front leg straight. We're doing the best you can. You can always step your back foot up. You can keep some bend through the front leg. You can be on your fingertips or all the way to your palms. 3 breaths. And dial the back heel in and down, bend the front knee. Rise up, warrior 1, arms circle high. Warrior 2, arms to parallel, opening the chest to the left. Deep bend through the right knee. Start to straighten out your front leg, straight leg triangle. So avoid locking out this front knee. Keep a micro bend there. Squeeze the right kneecap up towards your right hip. Shift both hips back in space, your tailbone pointing towards the left big toe or your back foot big toe. And then reach forward through the right hand. Using your core muscles, activating them as you reach, and then slowly let your right hand lower down. Left hand can come onto your left hip. It can reach towards the sky or overhead for more of that side body stretch. You can use this right hand for support, or you can keep it floating, continuing to work on those core muscles as you send this right hip back in space. Maybe you're able to lower down a little further. Maybe the right hand touches down on the outside of the right foot. Start to rotate through your rib cage, stacking your shoulders more. Maybe you look up over that left shoulder. Think about hugging the top of your right femur bone into that right hip socket. You're feeling the connection between the two. Deep breath here, last 2 breaths. Now, most important, use the right ball mound of the big toe to press down, anchoring to start to lift you back up. Use those core muscles, pull your belly in. Left hand can reach back to help lift you up. Warrior 2, rebend the front knee, settle down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Circle back to warrior 1. Left arm comes forward, both arms up to the sky. Torso squares to the front of your mat. Heel to the right foot wider towards the right edge of your mat. Breathe in, reach up again. Exhale, hands down on the inside of the right foot. Good, now back foot is still at a 45. You can keep that, or you can spike the back heel if that feels more accessible or better for that left knee. Your choice. Left hand stays planted under the left shoulder. Right hand can come to the top of the right thigh as we gently twist towards the right. Keep that right knee tracking in line with your right middle toe. So notice if your right toes are still pointed forward, if your right knee is still pointed forward. Can you widen through the groin? Think about separating the right knee and the left knee. You can always lower this left knee down if you need a little more support, and to refine the breath. Expanding on the inhale, grounding on the exhale. Start to untwist, unwind. Spike the back heel now. Yogi squat, wide step forward. Left toes point out. Good, both heels in, bend the knees, start to drop your hips down. A little shimmy side to side. Rocking onto the ball mounds of the left foot and the right foot, letting your heels lift as you shift side to side. And then shift towards the left foot. So you're going to shift your weight to the left foot. Left heel can pop up. Right heel is down. Right hand down, left hand down, excuse me. Right hand to your right inner thigh. Press the knees wide, open the chest to the right. Here, I'll turn my angle if you'll just see. So opening through the chest. And then switching out. So shift your weight towards the right heel. Right heel might pop up, left heel lower. Right hand down to the mat. Left hand on the inside of your left thigh, helping to glide that left knee wide. And then opening through the chest, lifting it up, really open in the center, front of the body, groin, chest, heart. Good. Now shift back to center, so you're in Yogi Squat. Try to lower both heels down. And then lift your hips up about halfway. So lots of strength here through your hips. You can take your hands right underneath your shoulders and press into the floor. You can stay right here or walk your hands back behind your heels, even wrapping your forearms through the back of your calves, touching back to the tops of your feet. Lift your hips up and let yourself hang forward, forward fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Interlace the hands at the base of the skull. Continue to hang forward 3 deep breaths. Step your feet back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, high plank. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, slow lower all the way down, maybe knees lower than belly than chest. Breathe in, baby cobra, feet anchor, chest lifts. Exhale, slow lower, feel your ribs pull down. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your legs. Exhale all the way down, tuck the toes. Push up, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Look forward between your hands. Step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Bend your knees, root to rise. Big inhale, sweep up. Hands to heart, exhale. Find the steadiness at center. Let your eyes open bright. And then focus your gaze
Inhale to your back bend. Arms circle up. Palms can stay together or cactus arms. Hips forward, chest lifts. Reach up, reach back. Inhale through center, lifting up. Forward fold, come all the way down. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. The left on the left leg. And start to straighten out your front leg. So doing the best you can here to get a flat back, pulling the shoulder blades back, letting the spine relax towards the floor, hugging the left hip back, allowing the right hip to shift forward. Maybe you're on your palms. Maybe there's still a bend in the front knee, or you shorten your stance. Three breaths. Preparing for our triangle pose. One more inhale here. Exhale. And start to bend your left knee again. Dial that right heel down. Warrior one. Root through your left heel to rise. Breathe in. Warrior two. Opening up. Arms to parallel. Torso opens to the right. Hug the shoulders onto your back. Really taking up space, feeling strong. And start to straighten out your front leg. Shift your hips back in space. Point your tailbone towards that right big toe. And hug your left kneecap up. So make sure you're not locking out this front leg. Then reach forward through the left hand. You should feel your abs start to turn on to hold your body in this position. Once you feel ready, left hand can rest onto this left shin, right hand onto your hip. Continue to think of hugging the left thigh in towards your pelvis, like you're hugging the top of the bone into the hip socket. So we're extending outwards from center and hugging back into center simultaneously. Maybe the right arm reaches up or overhead, lengthening through the side body. Maybe the left hand comes a little closer towards the floor. Start to stack your shoulders, maybe opening your gaze towards the sky. 2 breaths. Start to re-bend your front knee, ground down into the left big toe, lift yourself up, warrior two, settle in. Warrior one, circle your arms forward, chest forward. Good, arms reaching up overhead, lunge into that front leg. Heel toe your left foot wider towards the left edge of your mat. Take another inhale breath, reach up. Exhale, hands down on the inside of your left foot. Remembering you can spike that back heel up if that feels better for your back knee, or you can keep your back foot down at that 45-degree angle. Just noticing how it feels on this side versus the other. And then right palm plants under the shoulder. Left hand can come to your left thigh as you twist towards the left. Rotate all the way through your neck, widen through your knees. Remembering you can always lower that back knee down for support. One more breath here. Take the left hand down, spike your back heel now, Yogi Squat, shift forward, step the right foot wide, bend your knees, sink your hips down. Arms reach forward, sit yourself back. So seated pose. We'll take our deer twist, bringing the left heel to the groin and the right heel back towards the right glute. Both knees are fully bent, meaning the joint is closed up all the way. And with the left heel in at the groin and the right heel back towards the right buttock, just taking a moment to settle and sit. Now, if you already feel kind of cattywampus through your hips here, the low back, just talking, that's a good idea to bring a pillow or something underneath you. And if that doesn't sound accessible or like what you want to do, you can also lean towards the left. So it's going to take a little pressure out of that right hip, and that's fine. Now we'll start to twist towards the left. Taking your left hand towards the base of the spine, the right hand towards the outside of your left thigh. And you can stay here, or you can replace your left hand with your left elbow, lowering down onto your left forearm. And your kind of goal is to have your left elbow in line with the base of your spine or your tailbone. That may or may not be true, but you can visualize it as a place you're going. And then right arm reaching overhead, long through that right side body. Now you can let this right hip press up, lift up, and then start to rotate your chest towards the mat. Look down at your left elbow. And take 3 breaths here. And slowly start to walk your hands towards the left knee, staying low to the earth, and fold over that left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then walk your hands between your knees, folding your chest between your thighs. You can always stay up on your hands and lean forward if that's a lot for your groin or the hips. Or you can come all the way down. You can even walk your hands forward and lower your chest down if that's accessible. Now we'll do the other side, windshield wipering the legs between. So hands walk back, lift your knees up, and then just rock your knees right and left. And then bring the right heel back into the groin and the left heel towards your left buttock, fully closing the joints. You can always flex this left foot if that feels better. For some people it does. But still the joint is closed. So the knee is fully bent. And if you need to just immediately lean into that right hip to relax the left side, you can always do that, or settle your sit bones down and allow your pelvis to settle as your legs are rotating in these opposite directions. When you're ready, taking that gentle twist towards the right, and we'll pause here. And then replacing the right hand with your right elbow, lowering to your forearm. Lift the left hip up now, reaching the left arm overhead, and starting to rotate your gaze and your chest back to face your mat. Looking towards your right elbow, long through the left side body, twisting through your ribs. 3 breaths. And starting to walk your hands towards your right knee, staying low to the earth, circling your body towards that right thigh, and then folding over the right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Folding between your legs, walking your hands between the thighs. Again, you can be up on your palms now, leaning forward. You can be forearms down, or you can be arms forward, chest down. And slowly lifting yourself back up to a seat. Kicking the legs forward, lying yourself back onto your back body now. Heel toe your feet to touch. So knees bent, feet side by side. Right leg up and over the left. Pause here. Once we close the legs, it might take some effort. So you might be squeezing your thighs together. And this might be a very comfortable position for you, where you can just kind of hang out with your legs crossed. As we let the back of the hips open and the space across the sacrum widen. And then offset your hips 2 inches to the right. Draw your knees into your chest, arms to a T or wide. Knees float towards the left side, twisting. You can keep the right arm extending towards the right, or if it cuts off your breath, bring that right hand closer to your body, maybe resting it on your right side somewhere. Uncross your legs, unwind your spine. Lift your hips up, set them back down. Heel toe your feet to touch. Left leg over the right now. Pause here. Letting your neck be long, your shoulders set back, your jaw relax, your tongue rests to the back of your mouth. Setting your hips off towards the left a few inches. Arms wide to a T, knees pull into the chest, and then float towards the right, coming into your twist. Left arm can come with you as you roll to the right side, or go extended to the left. Noticing where you feel the pull of stretch or constriction. Is there a way to be softer with yourself, gentler through the twist? To allow your breath to be larger, more expansive. Unwinding your legs, unwinding your twist, coming through center, resetting your hips up and down.
Extending one leg and the other. Rocking your shoulders back. Lowering your hands to your belly or your sides. Breathe in and let it go. It's trying to find some movement. Fingers, toes, the jaw, belly, hips. Maybe rolling to one side or another. Taking a pause, reset. And gently guiding yourself towards a seated pose. Close your eyes. Resetting. As we dip down into the well and fill our cup. Just remembering that each day we have the same process. Waking up, that realization that we were asleep, and filling the cup is only possible to fill it one and then the next and then the next. And so as much as we may want to just fill a pitcher for ourselves, we continue to fill the cup again and again. And this is the way, and the way that asks, that calls our patience with ourselves and with others. Breathing in, breathing out. And finding peace with this cycle. Bringing your hands to heart center. Breathe in, lift the heart up. Exhale, bow the head down. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you. Namaste.